Hi, my name is Mr. Cole and I will be your instructor for English 113. Welcome to this 8-week course, which I think you'll find a very full 8 weeks ahead of us. If you haven't already, you should go to Blackboard and familiarize yourself with the course shell, because that's where most of the learning in this class will take place. This is online learning, and for the most part, the learning is going to take place between you, your computer, and the required textbooks. You'll see that there are 2 books required for this class, and they're listed on the syllabus. One is the St. Martin's Guide to Writing, this guide, and in this you'll find the 5 essays that you'll be writing for this class. The St. Martin's has a chapter dedicated to each of the 5 essays that you will read, and also gives you an idea of what the criteria will be for their assessment. And the criteria are also listed on the syllabus. You should also pick up a handbook. The Writer's Brief Handbook is the one that the course recommends. I don't necessarily care whether you have that one or not. There are a lot of very good handbooks out there. You just need one that's very recent and very thorough. If you happen to have another one handy and would prefer to use it, I'm not going to tell you not to, but you should be aware that any references I make to items in the WBH, you'll have to translate over into the handbook that you're using. So if I say, look at the comma splice section on page such and such, you'll have to figure out where the comma splice section is in your own handbook to review it. If you're willing to do that, then I'm not going to necessarily require you to buy the assigned handbook. Now, this course is going to move very quickly, and you'll notice that each week is divided up into a series of assignments. You'll expect to have some kind of reading assignment every week, often a chapter from the WBH, but not always. You'll also have some kind of writing assignment. The writing assignments will take a number of different forms. For example, sometimes you'll be required to post something to an online bulletin board and respond to others. One of the major assignments of the semester is what we call the genre project, which is a PowerPoint presentation. But for the most part, you're going to be writing essays. As I mentioned, there are 5 essays required in this course. It's quite a lot in 8 weeks. And to try to make things a bit easier for you, you'll notice that there is a pre-writing activity for each of the 5 essays. It's extremely important, especially in a beginning writing class, that you develop a process that works for you to develop an essay. What we're trying to do is give you a step-by-step guide that will help you in producing your essays. It will hopefully make the process a bit easier for you. So what you'll find is that each week you'll be doing some activities that will help you sort of put ideas together that will then help you produce your final draft that you'll turn in at the end of the week. Now, for the most part, our weeks begin on Monday, they end on Sunday. Most of the assignments are due on Sunday night. However, they are not always, and you're responsible for keeping up, particularly with assignments that maybe are due during the middle of the week instead of the end of the week. You'll notice that for each week and each assignment, there will be a day number listed. You'll have to translate the numbers yourself, but knowing that Monday is 1 and Sunday is 7, you shouldn't have too much trouble doing that. It's extremely important that you keep up with deadlines for 2 reasons. One, because late assignments are penalized. My standard penalty is 10% of the points available per 24 hours of lateness. With essays, in particular, that can add up in a hurry. After 5 days, you simply receive a 0. Why? Well, for the second reason. Because in an 8-week course, it's going to be very important for you to keep up. If you fall behind, you're not going to have a lot of open time to catch up. Now, we know that things happen in life. A lot of you have jobs, a lot of you have families, and things happen. If there are things going on, you're certainly welcome to talk to me about it, and I'll see if there's some way that we can work through it. But at the end of the day, this is 8 weeks. We are trying to do a lot in 8 weeks. And it's going to be very important for you to develop the time management skills necessary to get through it and hopefully get through it successfully. Now, as I mentioned before, most of the learning is going to take place in the course shell. However, you are absolutely entitled to and welcome to my assistance if you should need it, when you should need it. I very strongly encourage you to be in contact with me if there are things that you don't understand, or if there are things that are coming up that are making things difficult for you. There are two ways of contacting me. If you look on the left-hand side of the shell, you'll see a list of links. One of them is Tools. If you click on Tools, they'll take you to another list of links. One link is Course Messages. That is my preferred way of contact. A course message is an electronic message. It's like an email, but it only exists within the course shell. In other words, you have to be in Blackboard to send one or to read one. The thing I like about it is that it keeps things in-house. Whereas if you send me a regular email, it's going to get caught up with all of the other kinds of emails that I get to my CBU account. Now, that being said, I'm certainly happy to answer emails that you send me through my calbaptist.edu account. If you go to that list of tools, you'll see that there is a link called Send an Email, and you're welcome to use that to contact me as well. Course Messages is my preference. I'm happy to respond to either. Now, our course policy is that all emails should be answered within 24 hours. In the past, I've generally answered them much faster than that. In fact, when I've got a course going on, I check very, very regularly, as much as I can, to try to keep up with things. However, you do need to be a little bit understanding of what constitutes a quick response. For example, if your essay's due at midnight and you email me at 11 o'clock with a question, there's a very good chance you're not getting an answer before the essay's due. After 9 o'clock, you shouldn't expect a response until the next day. Doesn't mean you won't get one. It may so happen that I look at my email at midnight and answer it. But you can't count on that, and I certainly don't guarantee it. I do guarantee, though, that barring some kind of emergency, you'll hear back from me within 24 hours. Now, email is obviously the best way, the quickest way for us to be in contact. However, for this course, I'm going to implement virtual office hours through WebEx. If you're not familiar with WebEx, check it out. We have a site at calbaptist.webex.com that is used by the university. And it's basically similar to Skype. It's kind of an online meeting place. And if you have earphones, if you have a microphone, we can actually contact each other and talk to each other in real time. I'll let you know more about that as the semester sort of unravels, but I do want to set aside some time where I'm specifically available through WebEx for face-to-face, real-time contact. Sometimes that's the best way of communicating, especially in our virtual world. Now, as far as the structure of the course, basically at the beginning of every week on Monday, you should look at the learning activities, you should look at what's due, and I also will post course assignments on Mondays that will list for you what is due in the 7 days ahead. The better you are at keeping up and maintaining your course management, your time management skills, the better off you're going to be. Okay, again, this is a lot going on, but it's nothing you can't handle. I know a lot of you are doing online learning for the first time. I can tell you I've done online learning as a student, I've done online learning as an instructor. It is a little different. There are some things to get used to. You need to get accustomed to being able to sort of manage yourself and set the pace that's right for you. It can be a great thing. There are days when you wouldn't be able necessarily to get to class, and the beauty of it is, with online learning, you can wait and you can do your studies at times more convenient for you. The drawback, of course, is that you don't have someone standing over you reminding you what's due and when it's due and how to do it. So it is going to require a slightly different set of skills than in face-to-face learning. I just want to encourage you all, give it a chance. I think you'll find it very rewarding and very manageable. Now, one assignment I want to call to your attention for this first week is the introduction blog. Since we won't be meeting face-to-face, we're only going to meet each other virtually. The introduction blog is a great way to sort of touch base and remind everyone that there are faces and bodies and lives and minds attached to these names that show up on our screen. So I want to strongly encourage you to get involved through the introduction blog. Let us know who you are, give us some idea of what you're like, and also take the opportunity to meet one another. Believe me, having good relationships with your classmates is only going to be beneficial as we work our way through the next 8 weeks. If you have questions, concerns, please let me know. Okay, I want to hear from you. I'm here to help you. Let's have a great 8 weeks, and I wish you all good luck. Thanks.